In this video, we're going to be replacing this kitchen tile floor. It's going to be done in 5 days from demo to completion, just in time for the next holiday season. It's going to take 1.5 days to do all of the demo, 2 days to do the install, a little bit of grout time, install some base, and then go ahead and paint it and put the appliances back in.
You're probably starting out with an old, outdated tile floor, and so you'll need to first remove that floor tile, chip up the thin set mortar, and grind the concrete slab surface for slab-on-grade homes or the 1/4-inch hardybacker if you have a plywood subfloor like on a second floor level or raised foundation home. Next, you'll want to draw out a floor plan to scale so you can see how all of the tile will lay out in your room or the house. Taking the time to do this step will help prevent any not so desirable cut pieces, and you can adjust your plan if needed.
Well, after you get done grinding the whole floor back and forth, there's still going to be a layer of dust on the concrete. We're going to go ahead and vacuum the whole floor, and after that we're going to get a bucket of water and wipe it all down with a wet sponge. Okay, so you want to go around the whole thing once or maybe even twice to get off all the dust residues.
Pablo and I will first check the tile clearance with the doorways, lay out the tile on the floor with a few tiles, and then snap a chalk line where one of the grout joints will be. When deciding where to start tiling, think about how you're going to get out of the room, how much you can get done in that day, and what tile can you step over to get to your tile saw or other important factors, like centering the floor tile on the center of the room or other important features of the room. So go ahead and make a mark with a pencil on the concrete floor. Move your 2 tiles over and then make another mark again, so that way you'll have a couple of lines to snap a chalk line to. Now that you have 2 points of reference for a parallel line, snap a chalk line to help create a straight reference line across the room. You can measure off 2 corners of the room, but in this case the door was about a 1/4 inch back from being flush with the drywall, and we did not want a big gap/grout joint. Once you have your tile layout done and you're ready to start tiling, go ahead and mix up a bucket of thin set mortar. You'll want to mix up your thin set mortar into a light fluffy consistency. When you first put the thin set mortar in a bucket and slowly add water, at first it'll be thick and clumpy. Then with more water and mixing, it'll be thick and wet. Thin out the thin set with more water and mixing until it gets to be more like cake batter. Scoop out some thin set mortar and spread it out over an area that you can tile within about 15 minutes. You don't want the thin set to get a dry, non-tacky feel to it. We are using a 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch square notch trowel to spread the thin set mortar. This chalk line will help you have straight grout joints as well as keep you from applying excess thin set mortar on the concrete floor. If you use a red chalk line, it will permanently mark the concrete floor, but if you use a blue chalk line, it will not be permanent to the concrete. If you notice, Pablo is really laying 3 rows of tile at a time and using the tile leveling clips. For this floor tile, we are using 1/16 inch Goldblatt brand tile spacers and wedges that are available at your local Floor Decor. Key in the mortar to the concrete surface. This is called back buttering the tile. Back buttering the tile helps you ensure that you have a great bond to the floor. A couple years ago in 2020, Pablo didn't back butter 90 square feet of tile floor in a master bathroom, and when I went to inspect it, I heard 2 loose tiles. But Pablo removed about 30 square feet and reset those tiles. Sometimes humans just need a reminder why they are doing what they are doing while following the tile standards. Some of the tools that you'll need to tile a floor are a tile wet saw. You can also use a tile cutting board and a grinder. This kitchen and breakfast area is 235 square feet of tile floor, and we use 5 bags of Custom Blend white LFT, which is large format tile, thin set mortar, which averages out to 47 square feet per bag, and we used part of a 10-pound box of grout to fill in the 1/16 joints. Some of the other tools that you'll need to do a tile floor like this is a 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch square notch trowel, a tile sponge, a couple of buckets, one for the thin set mortar and one for water. And then of course at the end you'll be mixing up your grout in a bucket too. A 36-inch Sigma cutting board can cost you around $600 to $800, but if you're not a pro, then there are some cheaper models out there. After you get a few rows done, it wouldn't hurt to wipe down a section of the concrete slab again to make sure the surface is clean from whatever you might have tracked into the room or dropped on the floor.
That's only for the inside.
Yes.
Snap another chalk line to help you with where to place the thin set.
Right. I see it.
Okay. You? Alright.
Key in the mortar to the concrete surface and then back butter your tile. Today I am acting as Pablo's helper and will be back buttering some tiles until we are at a point that I can start setting some tiles on the other side or end of the island.
Big towel is nice. Like.
Sometimes due to the shape of the tile cut, it may just be easier to take the door off the hinges to get the tile installed. As you go, snap another chalk line to help you with
Yes.
where to place the thin set.
Okay. 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 Pass.
I keep talking about you to all my clients, and like Pablo, he'll show up between 9 and 10:30, maybe 11 or 12 on some days, but he says he's fast. I'm fast, man. I'm fast. And so, sometimes it's true.
No play.
I play all the time.
No play.
That's why I love my job, because I'm playing. Two cuts remain. All done?
Mm-hmm.
Yay!
Merry Christmas.
The grout we are using is from Custom Building Products called Polyblend. It's a non-sanded grout. Mix it up like a good bowl of soup and then let it sit for 10 minutes. It'll look like it has stiffened, but just stir it up again before you start applying it. Out of all the various grout floats we have used over the years, the Red River epoxy float has been the most enjoyable. Once you have wiped down the whole floor, you'll need to wipe it down one more time. If there is any grout haze left, just let it dry and wipe it off with a dry cloth, vacuum up the dust.